Three brothers, one place to vent. Welcome to our parents' basement. Let's dive in.
Same thing earlier. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to our parents' basement. I'm Brian.
I'm Kurt.
I'm not introducing myself.
And this is a special episode. As you can see, the two men got a lot prettier, a lot quicker.
Yeah.
And this is our Mother's Day episode. This is my wife, Hannah.
This is my wife, Nakaya.
And happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day,
We're a little
everyone.
late. I know it's a Monday, but
I know it's not necessarily our demographic.
but we're trying to reach out.
Sure.
And
Yeah. It's all the moms out there. You do you or something.
moms.
We love moms.
He said we do moms.
We love moms.
We love moms.
Moms are the best.
Moms. Yeah. So, what do you want to talk about for Mother's Day? Well, bring out some topics. Good Mother's Day things. To talk.
This is how he introduces every episode.
This is how I introduce everything.
It drives me crazy.
It
It's
is.
just like, hey guys, so what do you want to talk about? It's like, I don't
You know
know.
what it's like? It's like Cody Rhodes. What do you want to talk about?
All right. Yeah.
Quite literally the name of his podcast.
Is
It is.
really?
Yes.
It literally
I
is.
haven't
It's what do you want to talk
Yeah.
about?
Is that how he starts? He just asks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
Or he
they have, like, a
introduces
drink.
like the
I
person
am
like, hi, this
Cody
is
Rhodes.
whoever he has on. And then it's, what do you want to talk about? And then they just go
Instead of the
into
American
topics.
Nightmare, the American Tragedy.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe.
No.
So, well, everybody who knows now, Nakaya, you have 4 beautiful children. We've been a mom for a while. Hannah, you are
I
now
was
a
worried you got the number wrong.
I know my best friend's
Uh,
children.
No, because I was the one that always said 4 and you go,
I'm just happy I know now that Julian's the oldest. I get to all the other kids. I love you to death. I get all the other kids' names mixed
oh
up
no,
all the
he
time.
fully got,
I do.
I know, Julian's
Which one with the
What's
one
the
with the
rest of
J? That's all of them, Brian. Shit. But my wife is expecting. So we are she's a new mom. I'm been a dad before, but this is Hannah's favorite. Hannah's first.
I'm my favorite.
I mean,
Hannah's favorite.
but you grew up helping raise the nieces and nephews, and we now raise your
I've always-
sister.
I've always been heavily involved in like
Well,
all
yeah.
the babies around me.
So I don't think motherly instincts are kind of a new thing for you.
No,
So that's nice.
I started wiping ass and changing diapers.
But at
when I
the
was about
same
8.
time, like you not necessarily adopted in or anything like that, but you've had various family members that you've helped take care of and help raise,
Yeah.
like your nephew. You know,
I was always the mother hen.
Yeah.
Like I was the oldest. I was the mother hen. The kids kind of just came to me. I was always good with them, and it was just that.
Yeah.
I was the one that had the little kids knocking on the door, like, "Can Kai come and play?"
I mean, I will say, I feel like a oldest niece specifically
Mm-hmm.
is one that you clung to the most. Not saying that you have favorites, but clung to you the most.
I think the bond is just different because she's older now. So now that she is getting older, she can appreciate certain things
Right.
and she can understand things more. Just like, as your guys' oldest son, he gets older, even though you want to throw him across the football field sometimes. He comes to appreciate more things that you have done, even though he may have questioned them early on. Because, like, even with my nieces, for me, it was a blessing to always get to kind of do things, kind of crash course it. Because,
Right.
like, with kids, you don't really get to crash course. You're stuck with them.
Right.
Whereas with my
You just
nieces,
learn
I got to
along
like
the way.
crash course things. Like when they had temper tantrums, it was, okay, well, what's going on? Talk me through it. What is it that we need? Like, what do you need? What's gonna help you feel better? One of my big rules that he does that I can't stand, I hate giving because I said so.
Oh yeah. I don't like it.
yeah.
Do you do
I
that a
don't
lot,
like
Kurt?
it either.
No.
Wow.
The thing was, initially, it was that because I'd be frustrated, but then it became.
Well, it's because they ask, well, why? Well, why?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah, but
I'm
if
the
you-
adult, you're the child, and I make the
But if
rules.
you give them the reason, it cuts out the, well, why?
Well,
Yeah.
I honestly, I've now implemented more. It slips slightly when I'm frustrated though, because I said so.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
implemented in me, which I try to do with my kid now, the whole you sit down and you give them the reason. Now,
Yeah.
do you know why you're in trouble? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, do you know why that's a problem?
Right.
Because this, and this, and this. And
Yeah.
they still give you the look of this where they just they look at you and then they slowly go. And they like just lose completely track of what you're saying.
And then it's like, we know now if our parents said, because I said so, that doesn't help you to express yourself, to be able to put it out there. But it also doesn't teach you, right from wrong
Right.
sense. It just gives the adult all of this power, but it's not teaching
You're
you
like,
how
they
to
just
be
want to
able
tell me that
express
because
yourself.
they feel like they're
So I feel like in doing that, then you're going to create to where it's going to be more rebellion later.
I
just
could
to
definitely
go
see that.
against the grain.
Well, yeah, because
of
like
understanding.
with because I said so, and just about any circumstance that you give, at least for me and my personal experience, strict parents create sneaky kids, whether they like it or not, and whether it's intentional or not. The stricter you are, the sneakier your kids are going to be. I was
happened to us.
I was very sneaky. I was not a great liar, but I tried it.
We always, as kids, I feel like we all thought we were.
No, because like
they never know, and then they find out. I'm like, oh, I knew the entire time.
my problem was I knew my dad held me to such a high expectation and what he expected of me that it was hard to always deliver on that because I felt like I had to be that 1,000% of the time. Like I couldn't slip.
Right.
I couldn't not be that. Sorry, do I have to choke it like you do?
No. I like to do it sometimes, leave me alone. But yeah. So now,
So on that note, have you tried pegging yet?
oh my God. Listen, we're trying to gear towards the female demographic here.
No, I'm sorry.
Well,
pegging is a female thing.
I'm just saying.
It's
Curtis, is something you want to talk about?
experience.
Not with you touching me like that.
I think that's a whole different show.
Well, you should see us when we're by ourselves.
I mean, I'm sure Nakia and I have our speculation.
But well,
I was wondering.
Yeah, pretty much.
So the one thing I will say,
Not my type.
So Hannah, bullshit. You grew up raising, I will say, or having influence on girls. The two girls before the boys were born.
Oh yeah.
You
even
grew up
before
with all
that,
boys. So there's a lot of a bigger, different aspect here.
Well, I was raised with just me and my little brother.
Well, I meant with the kids.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With having all boys.
Yeah. So I mean, what's the biggest difference you feel like having all boys? Which God, there's just so much testosterone.
Ooh, this kind of goes into the conversation we were having upstairs.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay, go ahead. Yeah, please.
Growing up, it was like me and my little brother, and I always felt that my mom was a lot stricter on me than my brother because of how her life was. And then having daughters that kind of went through that same cycle.
Wait, so us three, we're the oldest, aren't we? Kurt, you're the oldest, right?
What do you mean?
Of your siblings?
No. Second to last.
Oh, so you and me were the oldest in our group.
I'm the oldest and the baby, depending on who you're asking.
Well, you were.
Well, of my siblings, I was the youngest girl. My mom had 8 of us.
Oh.
Yeah, so we were the last 2.
Okay.
But I was the last girl.
Okay.
And so
you got the parenting as a girl aspect being the oldest.
Yeah, and so I then held all of the mistakes.
Oh, yeah.
So to say, of all the other females before me. So then it comes down to me, and it's like my mom didn't want things how her life went, how my sisters,
right,
how everybody did when it got down to me.
Yeah.
So she was a lot stricter on me.
Yeah.
She didn't have that same experience with my sisters because they were not there by that point. By those teenage years,
right?
She didn't have the girls.
So you had 8 siblings?
Yeah. So me being the only girl with her, it was a different aspect. It was still a completely different life with her than what they had because everybody's older than me.
Right.
But those same situations, she didn't want me to go through. So I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't even go to my school dances, football games if I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
Because I was on the team. But I couldn't do any of those things. I couldn't go hang out with friends outside. I couldn't go spend the night at anybody's house. I couldn't go to parties, couldn't do any of that because it was like you're being fast. You're just trying to talk to some boys. And I was like, wasn't even interested in boys, to be
I
honest.
feel like that's the biggest tagline you hear as a teenage girl, though. You're being too fast. Like,
I
no,
couldn't
I'm
paint my
curious.
fingernails. I could, like, if I had lip gloss on and it was too shiny, mom's like, no, go wipe that off. You're trying to be fast.
Really?
And I was like, I'm not. I was just trying to do stuff the other girls were doing besides talk to boys.
What was the age ranges for all your siblings?
My oldest sibling, we are, what are we? I think me and the brother above me, we have a 5-year gap. Everybody else is longer than that.
Oh, really? So is there a point like you never reached a point when all siblings were all living with your parents at the same time?
No.
Or wanted, okay.
It was like all the first siblings, like the first 5 lived with my mom all together at some point. And then everybody kind of was separated.
Slowly
We have
faded out.
one that was adopted out to somebody else. And then, but me and my little brother are the only 2 that grew up together.
Okay. That's what I was going to ask. Because
So
I'm
we
like,
pretty much just
having
grew up.
8 kids in a house at once. Oh my
No, she had
gosh.
5 at a time at one point, but just me and my little brother grew up together.
Right. Because I grew up I'm the oldest of 3. And so mine conveniently is we're all 5 years apart. So it's my brother's 5 years younger than me and my sister's 5 years younger than him. And I had a complete different and probably disdain for my brother for the longest time that we didn't see eye to eye on anything. Everything was different. But I also, like you said, I took the brunt of everything. So, well, at least I felt that way.
You were also an asshole.
I was an asshole, 100%. I was a terrible kid. And well, I tell everybody, if you ever meet my parents in person, which you guys will eventually meet them, I don't look like I'm in that family. I don't act like I'm part of the family.
Is it the tattoo?
100% partially the tattoos. Well, I mean, my parents got their first tattoos when they were in their late 40s. And so everybody grew up, no one smoked.
Early 50s.
Oh, wow.
No, mom got hers when she was 45. Her first tattoo.
No, she
With
didn't.
Chloe. Mm-hmm.
Honey, that was not that
I
long
don't even know
ago.
how old my parents are, really.
You don't even know their names.
They're fading away. But anyways, I felt like I took the brunt of it all. Now looking back, a lot of it was because I feel like being the oldest, you're the test child, you know, because let's be honest.
Well, I mean, definitely with Julian, like early on, there was a lot of things that, like talking back and stuff like that I was like, hey, you're going to immediately stop. And I still do that, but at the same time, now it's more of like, I'm listening to what they're saying and sitting them down and talking to them. But, sometimes it would just be like, no, you're not going to do that. And just little bits of frustration because of how I was raised. I thought I need to nip this in the bud, so to speak.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
how old was your mom? Like, how old were all of our parents when they were raising us? Because, like, the age of our parents definitely played a factor in how they raised us.
That's a good question.
Well, let's see. My dad was born in 49.
Are we talking
It's
about
older than my grandmother, who's
Hold
already
on.
dead.
Are we talking about us or like when they
No,
started
so-
parenting?
No, when, like, Kurt's parents brought Kurt home,
Okay.
how old were your parents
When they picked
had
you up off
you?
the street
Right.
and brought you home.
My dad was in his 40s, and I think my mom was approaching her 30s. So my dad was in his
I
late
think
40s.
my mom was in her 30s and 40s.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So I was born in 95. I think they were around 25. My mom's the oldest out of the 2.
I'm pretty sure your mom was like 25 and your dad was like 23.
Yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, it was weird because my sister was born.
My dad was 18 going on 19.
Yeah.
My mom was 21.
Now
At my
my dad's siblings, because my mom's her first children.
Right.
So my mom became a parent very, very young.
Well, my dad quite literally got my mom pregnant at his graduation party.
Yep. She was the graduation.
My dad graduated in June of 99. I came February of 2000.
Oh my God. You're not even going to bring it up.
No, what?
Your dad graduated when I was 4.
Yep. And you want to know what's crazy? When my mama, who's already came and gone, she passed in 2011. She was born in 1961. Kurt, when was your dad born?
1949.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
To just put in perspective.
So
Right.
on the radio, my dad would hear, "So the war is going good," and you know,
So like, to an extent, I felt like having my dad was very strict. I was raised by my dad. My stepmom came in at some point, but I was raised by my dad because
I'm aware.
my parents may disagree when I say this, but my stepmom very much, she was able to, my dad, I was his kid. No matter what anybody said, what he said was the golden rule for me.
Mm-hmm.
My stepmom was the same way because my house was blended. My dad and my mom didn't work out. My mom wanted to party. But I felt like there are some things that I had an advantage of having a young dad for, because there were certain things that I got to be exposed to that I probably shouldn't have at that time.
right?
But at the same time, it desensitized me in a way and made me aware of certain things. Like,
So you took
I
the
was
better
5
path.
watching slashers.
You took the better path to it rather than the bad rabbit hole, bad path you could have taken.
Yes. Rather than, using the excuse of, oh, well, I've been around this since I was blah, 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 blah. Like,
Yeah.
Now, do you think that's because of you or because of the environment you're raised in?
I was raised by somebody who had their head on straight, so then naturally I had my head on straight. Because no matter what, I will call it a privilege, because you and I very much go back and forth about how you were raised. You had the picture perfect suburban white picket fence family with the golden retrievers. You can't say you didn't. Your parents literally built
When
their
I was
house.
older.
Your parents were building their house that they are in now and brought your brother home in it. So you've had it since before you were 5. Your parents had a mortgage when you were born. My parents didn't have a mortgage till I was fucking 12.
No, they didn't have a mortgage when I was born. You're wrong. They were renting a house in downtown Whitehall when I was born. And they didn't have my house.
Wow. For the year or two, you can't remember.
My brother was 2 when they built the house that they're in now.
And you thought you were a 10-pound baby and you were 7. Shut up.
Listen, information gets skewed in my brain.
I feel like because I had a young dad I had the privilege of my dad being my constant.
I feel like if it's
That's
like a
interesting.
younger parent, then you kind of have that experience of like
It's like a bond of you growing up together. Yes.
as well.
And I definitely feel like I had that bond. Granted, I'm glad that I didn't have like 16 and pregnant age parents, because I don't want to do that type of growing with my dad. But, my dad at least learned to braid my hair. Granted, he used to do it way too tight, and I'd sit there for 10 minutes doing this because I felt like he pulled.
That's pretty cool, though.
No.
But like, my dad would braid my hair in the morning. My dad would get me ready for school. I used to have severely terrible separation anxiety from my dad. My dad was my constant. My mom was never my
You
rock.
still have a little bit. You don't want to be too far from your dad.
Oh, no, I'll never be too far from my dad.
Yeah.
If my dad moves an hour away, I'm up his ass and I'm going.
Yeah.
I literally told you when we got together, when he was talking about moving to North Carolina, I will leave you before I leave my dad.
Yeah, but the nice thing, so like the one thing I love, and I mean, you guys can put yours in, like, I bonded to your family very well. I mean, shit, to your siblings, I literally see them every weekend and one I work with every day.
Well, again, my 45-year-old father fucking doom scrolls on TikTok.
Right.
My parents are still somewhat hip, whereas if I had older parents, I feel like they would have been out of the loop.
Mm-hmm.
Where like you got you're being too fast. Like, it's not you're trying to fit in, you're trying to understand. It's you're dealing with projections of past traumas.
Right.
But it's also funny because we had our kids when we were in our 20s, and Julian, he likes certain rappers and stuff like that. So I couldn't wear band shirts.
I heard all about him and his rap obsession.
Yeah. And so he's got Lil Wayne shirts. He also had the different, Bengals shirts because he's a Bengals fan. I couldn't have that because it was either idol worship or whatever.
You also grew up in an extremely religious household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
You're probably the only one in the group that really can relate to that.
But I mean, she had 7-Day Adventist, so she has her own thing. But so now, like, I let my kids listen to whatever they want. Now she will make sure that there is no, sexually explicit, music that they're listening to.
It's like I
But
try to make sure things are age appropriate.
yeah,
And there are certain things I'm not like a prude in certain,
Well, because they're good.
but it's like certain things, it's like I want to talk to them in a safe space.
Right.
So I
You don't want to
them
learn on
You
the
wanna make
internet. You
them
want it to come
aware.
from you.
You want to make them aware instead of exposing them to it and then being like, what was this?
Right.
Because, I mean, curiosity killed the cat at the end of the day. And if
Yeah.
they're curious about it, that curiosity can lead them to
I'll pass
take it a harsher way than what they need to instead
I
of just
feel like
asking
it's something
questions.
different that I wanted to do with my kids that I didn't feel as much that I had
Mhm.
was to feel like it's okay to come and talk to your parent about anything that's going on.
yeah,
I didn't
Mm,
feel that
mm-mm.
because it was certain things happen. If I say something, then it's like either you're lying or feeling like it's your fault that it happened or whatever. And I want my kids to feel that they can come and talk to me about anything and
Right.
that I'm not going to judge them for it or, or tell anybody else. If they come to you and they confide in you and they're saying something, then it shouldn't be held till later for me to use it against you. And I had that. So that's kind of one of those generational curses that I want to break
Right.
is that my kids feel safe in talking to me. So it goes back to being like, I don't want to say, don't do this because I said so, because then you're shutting down communication.
Right.
They don't feel like they can say anything. They're not going to talk to you. You're not leaving the door open for them to keep coming and communicating with you.
Right.
So I want my kids to be able to, no matter what it is, to be able to talk to me about it and feel comfortable talking to me about it. And, to keeping that open so that they'll continue to do that. Because once you become a teenager, it's like you're doing your own thing and you kind of
Well, and
shut off.
they're going to start exploring the world.
Yeah.
Because they are
feel
little
comfortable.
adults.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're teaching teenagers to be little adults.
I want them to be able to, a lot of things that I didn't get to do, like you can't go party, you can't go
Right.
hang out with friends. I want my kids to be able to do that. But I want them to be able to know there's certain situations that aren't safe. These are certain things you need to watch for.
As long as they don't have tardies.
Right. That messes you up. But even, especially for girls, like I feel
Right.
like in a way I looked out with boys because of like the traumas, like how we were talking earlier. It's so much more
Well,
to watch for.
that's
when
why
it
I'm
comes
terrified to
girls.
have a daughter. Like, as much as I'll
Yeah.
love my child wholeheartedly, like I told you earlier, a lot of for me and the trauma that even we as women just go through from having a vagina,
Right.
we can't help what we were born with.
Vagina.
So are you 5?
Yes.
Like, for me, it's scary to have a daughter in the world today because of, daughters are literally exposed to everything. Most of the headlines you see happen to little boys, infants, young men, young adults. It's some sort of abuse, trauma. Granted, as they become young adults, it's them getting shot. Granted, I hope I never get that call from my son. But
Murder spree.
at the end of the day, most of the time with little boys, it's, parents were neglectful, abused their kid, like the trials of Gabriel Hernandez. The mom made him literally eat cat shit
yeah,
and put him in a box and beat the shit out of him. She was just abusive. With little boys, a lot of times it's just abuse and resentment because they're not little girls. Well, with little girls, it's abuse, it's sexual trauma, it's, people trying to gain access to your children that don't necessarily deserve it. People feeling like they have a right to your daughter because, she might be the first daughter of the oldest child. Nobody has access to my children. Nobody will have access to my children unless I give it to them. But it makes me terrified to have a daughter because of the traumas that I went through.
Well, you got to remember, it's all about,
let a man's blame.
Yeah, thank you. Let a man put their input in this.
Uh-huh.
You gotta
Love to hear that.
I feel like you always have to remember in situations like that when it comes, because I have a daughter, that, yeah, are those worries? Of course. But it's something, in my opinion, that 75% of it you can handle. There is that other 30% 5 or 30%,
25.
25%. Thank you. Fuck you both. And that
Fuck
us that you can't
Your
you
dad
have
is not nothing.
you can't do anything like the weirdo at the park or
I
when they're
mean,
at school.
I get that, but at the same point in time, like there's a case that's big right now, Athena Strand. She literally got pulled from her front yard by a FedEx driver. We all have delivery drivers deliver to
Agreed.
our houses on a daily basis, whether it's DoorDash, Amazon, it doesn't matter.
But not to be an ass, but
And he
in the occasion, that's why my kid will never be out front by themselves. That's why.
But the fact that you have to feel that way.
Agreed.
Right,
That's
when
not
I'm
okay in
sure
the
at some
society
point
we
we
live
all
in.
have the rule of make sure your house is in the house when them street
When the
lights come on.
streetlights came on.
Right,
like,
yeah.
We was at
Street lights was your curfew.
like
Well, I mean,
a kid, I was up and
when
down
we
the
were
street,
kids,
3 in
we
the
used to leave the front door unlocked.
Hiding under cars, playing hide and seek. Like
You
I was
were
having a
out,
good old time.
But then you also knew your neighbors.
Mhm.
You knew if you were out there doing something you weren't supposed to,
They were
Miss
coming and
Betty
tell.
down the street
Mhm.
called your house and told your mom you down here doing this, whatever.
Did you live in a private neighborhood? I forgot.
No, I lived in a public neighborhood in Reynoldsburg, and we used to leave the front door unlocked. I mean, and it was fine. I mean, you used to go
I
to the
didn't have that
grocery
luxury
store and
till I
it'd be
was
like,
12 when we moved
did
out
you
to the
lock the
county.
car? Oh, we're only 5 minutes late, Kroger. We're only going to be here for like 35 minutes.
I like when I was a kid.
And now I feel like I don't leave my house with my
By
door
the
knocked.
time you came home from school, you were outside until the street lights came on.
Yep.
But you weren't in the yard. We were up and down the street. We were
Riding your bike down that cul-de-sac, yeah.
everywhere. But people knew each other. You knew who your neighbors were.
Yeah.
You know, so everywhere it was a community. Everybody kind of
Like you could have even had a drug dealer in your community, but you still knew Dennis.
Oh, yeah, Dennis was great.
You know,
But nowadays it's so, everybody's too afraid.
Everyone's afraid to say anything. No one looks out for each other. It's just like dog eat dog, for survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
And you don't have that sense of community anymore.
Well, and then
So then you have to worry about your kids in their own front yard and be worried about the FedEx driver.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
You know, and it's like, I feel like with boys, now we talked about the girls, I feel like with boys, it's some of those same things,
Mhm.
but it's like less talked about.
Oh, for
because
sure.
they're boys.
Oh, for
Yes.
You know, so then it's
Because you've got
Because
the
there's
things
the
don't
masculinity
happen.
aspect to
Well,
it.
you've got the
that-
gym coach that's, praises the kid at school, or like he goes out with
the
his
youth pastor that's a little
Yeah.
too
Yeah.
interested.
and
but they can't say anything because then it's
you're not
they're not
man.
manly enough,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know. So I worry about that.
Or they're just not taught to how to properly articulate their feelings. Because like a lot of people still don't do that with boys and
Mhm.
young men.
Well, going back to what you were saying earlier, though, and I'm not attacking you, but I think like the point you were making also was just that you're a woman and you know what it's like.
Right.
Oh, for
Where
sure.
I feel attacked right now.
Whereas like if a man was just or anybody that we know was saying basically like, yeah, but there are things that you can do, you could be like, yeah, but you're not in that situation with breasts,
and that's
with
like
a
I-
vagina.
And I agree with that.
Like she said, we're told
Yeah.
how we should dress.
Right.
Yeah.
We're told to dress a certain way. We're told take the defense classes, carry the pepper spray, do all of these things.
Cosmopolitan used to even tell us what color eyeshadow to wear.
Well, and that's what I think.
Don't dress like this, talk like this, don't be out late at night. You do all of these things, and then something still happens to you, and then you're not believed.
And it's your
Or
fault.
it's your
Because
fault.
you didn't follow the
And
steps.
that's
But
where
you
I
have all
said
of these things you're supposed to do, but then as a man, you're not given all those rules when
Right.
you walk outside.
that's
yeah,
why I
it's
said
just don't get in erection in
75% of-
public. It makes people uncomfortable. That's pretty much the only rule a man has.
That's why I said 75%. My belief is that a lot of it comes from, as parents, we should install, hey, look, stay in the backyard, because, sadly in today's world, it's not safe to go run out in the street. I'm like, yeah, but you did it as a kid, did? Well, yeah, that was also 15, 20 years ago, and it's a lot different now. That's what I mean by that. But then there's still that 20%
But is it
chance.
different? Because I mean, the way I feel about social media and 24-hour news is that there's also more avenues for people to get the word out. Whereas, people, if something happened in your town, it probably didn't make national news.
No, it didn't.
Oh, for sure.
know.
Like,
I mean, there's probably stuff that happens in Springfield all the entire time. And, where you guys live, out in Dayton area, there's stuff that happens all the time that never hits public.
But what I'm
Unless some
saying-
person has a good enough Facebook following where they post out, hey, my kid's been missing. I mean, shit, I walk through.
compared to what it was though back in the day.
Yes. I walk through Kroger I mean, just the other day, and I'm looking up and it says that this kid's been missing in Springfield 2 months ago. I just found out about it yesterday. And I'm like, what the hell? Like back in the day, you told your neighbor, hey, I just heard from at school one of these kids is
There's
missing.
no sense of community.
And it went,
It's like nowadays, how many of us even know our neighbors?
oh, I don't. The only people I know are them, and
Bill.
they just moved.
Hi, Bill, if you're watching.
Oh, your neighbors
Well,
next door?
even with like what you were saying about it's an easier avenue to like get the word out. At the same time, news and media is oversaturated. So while it is easier, it can also be oversaturated in that aspect, and then it's just
It gets lost.
it literally gets lost in the abyss of the media.
But
Like,
what I'm saying is, like, like the number of missing children, is definitely probably more because there's more people on Earth. But as far as it was back then, probably would have been more local than it is nationwide. Or you have a database and you can look it up.
Right.
yes.
I mean,
So I don't know if that necessarily means that there's more creeps out there.
Well,
or
like
it's just we were able to see them.
the best way that I can describe it is what I said to Nakai upstairs. For me, a boy is a fresh start because like I'm not a boy. I'm not a boy. I have nephews, so like I understand certain
right. That's
issues,
a good
aspects.
take for us to put a thing on.
Love my nephews, but like for me, boys, I feel like I'll have like my parental worries and my anxieties because again, those things can very well happen to boys. And teaching my son emotional intelligence will be a big thing. So that way he never feels like he would not be able to talk to me about anything. Because like Nakaya, I want to be my children's safe space no matter what. Like if they can't call him at 2 a.m. because they're 16 and drunk being stupid, call me. We can talk about it in the morning. You're getting home safe first.
Well, here's a good question because you guys brought up your problem with girls.
It's not a
problem. No, I think you're worried. You're concerned.
Yes.
Kurt, I mean, do you have anything? I mean, I have some topics of like when you found out your first kid's a boy. Did you have worries in those avenues separate from if you would have had a girl that are specific to having the
probably would
boys?
have been more worried if I had a girl.
You think so?
Yeah.
Mine, I'm the opposite. But I'm more worried if I have a boy. But I want a boy.
Are you attracted to males?
No, it's the main purpose of like, when we were growing up as boys, what was our biggest worries about the public view?
We wouldn't lose our virginity?
No.
I was just
so like with me
like
growing up in
manly
school,
enough?
well, yeah, are you manly enough? Oh, he likes to draw. Oh, he's being gay and like stuff like that. And it's
I still hate being called a bitch.
yes, I do it all the time. But like it's stuff like that, and like I worry for my son for like, and I don't worry if he's gay. That's not the thing I'm worried is that.
That's where the emotional intelligence comes in.
Well,
society.
If he feels like, if he is heterosexual, likes women, but he gets bullied and because of the thing he likes are portrayed by society as like, oh, you're being gay right now. Because, okay, well, he likes to play instruments. He's in the orchestra. I was in the orchestra. I was looked at as I was gay because I was in the orchestra. And it bugs me. I mean, it bugged my dad all the time. And that's a worry for me because I don't want him to feel like you can't do that because some guy over there is going to think that you're less than everybody else because of the things you do.
I feel that if that's a concern, it's still, like you said, it's all about instilling in your child, you are enough.
Right.
And be who you are. It's easier to then teach that child that it doesn't matter that person is saying whatever, you have this passion, you follow it. It's still not the same as me being worried that my daughter's going to be assaulted.
Right. Yes. And that's
so
what I said.
like,
it's a very different, but as a man,
I wouldn't worry about having a boy in that aspect than a girl because with a girl, it's more of a safety.
Right.
Her being safe.
Yes.
With a boy, it's emotional.
It's an emotional trauma.
We can teach that part. Like we can teach the intelligence, you don't have to we can teach them to drown out literally everything and follow all of their hopes, goals.
See, but is it teachable or is it
Julian's
teachable and absorbable?
Julian's got it in spades. Julian, nothing really gets to him.
And that's the thing. I wish I was that way. My brother's that way. My brother is that way. He does not
Smart
care.
dumbass.
He'll go out in public and go, hey, and we're like, you're not worried about how people can look at you? And he goes, no, I don't give a shit.
Okay, so I was raised in a single parent household. I just had my mom. My dad was there. He passed when I was 12. My mom didn't remarry. So then it was just me and my brother. So growing up, I felt that my brother got treated a lot different than I did because my mom was raising me, but she still had that trauma from her life instilled into her daughter. She didn't instill that into her son. So I feel like in her son, it was almost a replacement of the man that was gone. So she cherished him.
So he almost
In
grew up to
my
be
eyes,
man of the
I felt
household.
he was more cherished than I was. Like he could do no wrong. And yeah, he was bad. He got in trouble. But for me, it's like if I messed up, my mom could just
It was
tell
the
me
end of the world.
she was disappointed in me, and I was crushed. She could say, "I'm so disappointed in you," and that meant everything to me.
So like you
Where with my
spilled the
brother-
pot of dinner and it's like, but he spilled the pot of dinner. It's okay, honey.
But with my brother, it's like he could do no wrong. She could get mad about it, but my brother would kind of be, whatever. And I felt like she would cater to him more to how he felt than to how I felt.
Do you think it changed the way he is as an adult now?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
because he knows how to then manipulate the situation. So to get what he wants, he knows what to say.
The right avenue to go to get what
He knows
wants.
the heartstrings.
Yeah, he knows because he got.
I don't know what
catered
that's
to that.
like.
And so I feel that's different. He didn't have that man that was like to teach him. This is how this is how you should be. This is how you should treat a woman.
Like this is what a man of the house does.
Right. He became the man of the house, but he wasn't taught by the man of the house.
Right.
Well, like that's what happened with my little brother when my Jaslyn's dad, he got stabbed when she was 4. My brother was, I don't remember, like maybe less than a year old, around a year old. Jaslyn's dad was stabbed. Well, my mom doted on my little brother. He was 1. That was her baby. He was also the youngest. So we all got the shitty end of the stick that way. And well, then when my mom lost custody of Jaslyn and my younger brother, the grandma did the same thing and made my little brother the replacement of Jaslyn's dad. So like Jaslyn hates our brother. I have no relationship with our brother. This is going to sound very harsh because I'm not about to say how old he is. He is such a piece of shit because he is so entitled. He's so
You
pompous.
get put on that pedestal.
He's just and he says.
Well, it's like if
things that
Jazz
just
asks for
aren't
something,
okay.
she's ungrateful if he's asked for it. Of course.
Yeah, like
one of those things.
Jazz asked for simply like her clothes back from her grandma. That was a fight, and it was drug out.
I mean, she asked for a Switch that was her birthday gift for her, and she goes, "Oh, I already gave it to your brother."
She asked for her Xbox that my mom had paid for. He pulled it out of his room because they gave it to him once Jaslyn had left that situation. And on the way to take it to the living room, he smashed it. And instead of replacing Jaslyn's, they bought him an Xbox One.
Oh.
It's one of those.
Or the Series X.
So you get put on this pedestal.
Yes.
I was like,
granted,
I was very strict with me. She wasn't as strict with my brother.
I didn't have to live with it in the same way Jaslyn did. Thank God. But I saw it through her, and it broke my heart for her because out of my mom's kids, I was the oldest. It broke my heart for her because there was so much that I shielded them from and protected them from. Like Jaslyn called me mom. I potty trained Jaslyn. I sat her little butt on her little potty in front of Rio for like 4 hours a day, and she learned to potty train eventually. But like I get it because it creates a resentment between the siblings that like doesn't have to exist. Because like at the end of the day, when your parents are gone, that's who you got as your siblings, whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
As much as I might want to choke them,
we have those conversations with our kids a lot.
Yeah. Because I had for me and my little brother, I felt like we were so close because it was just the two of us. Like out of all of our siblings, we grew up together. So then now, we don't have any type of relationship. I don't have a relationship at all with my little brother. But it's like growing up, I felt that there were some things that he just got treated better. That if it was the same situation, like, yeah, he's smarter than I am, whatever. But if we were in school, it was all about you got to go to school, you got to graduate. You don't need to be doing all the side stuff. School is important.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to school, I graduated, but then my brother, he could decide in like 11th grade, I'm tired of it. I don't want to go. I'm going to drop out. And my mom didn't have a problem with that. Like, yeah, he dropped out and went and got his GED. I would not have been able to do that.
So
It was like she was okay with what he did.
even in my dad's household, the boys were treated far more different than me and my sister were. George and Tyler were treated very different because we always got told, well,
I know you're listening, boys.
if you get pregnant, you're the one that has to raise the baby. He can walk away. So we got instilled with this fear of like sex, intimacy, and those hard topics. Like, yeah, it's hard for parents to talk about. I'm not going to say it's not because I've had the conversation with Jaslyn. Jaslyn was 15 and pregnant. She was never properly taught certain things. So she seeked it out as an avenue for attention and love, unconditional love that she didn't have.
Jaslyn's also a special case that when she was raised, she was, in my opinion, passed around. She never had a concrete home.
I wouldn't say passed around. She was never taught unconditional love.
Right. Well, and she also just never got anything. I mean, we took her to Waffle House for the first time, and we're like, you didn't even. She's like, I've never been there.
She had never been to like Target. She had never been to
and we're like, these are common places, and
those are conversations that I want to have with the boys because you worry about that as they become teenagers. I'm like, I'm gonna eventually have boys that are out here that could get girls pregnant.
Yeah,
right. Because like when Jaslyn 15, granted her guardian at the time didn't allow it.
Yeah,
I'm trying to have a conversation with her. Like, does she know her options? Does she know that abortion is an option? Like, does she know that adoption is an option?
Take on having girls,
right?
Worry about that because more stigma gets put on the girls.
Oh, I used to get the dirtiest looks for walking around the store with her. Like, I had an old lady one time because Jaslyn 15 and pregnant. When you're pregnant, nothing's comfortable across your belly. Learning that the hard way. But I remember being in Meijer one day. I'm just picking up stuff here and there, looking for clothes for her, because when we got Jaslyn, she literally had nothing but the clothes that she came here in. And so I'm trying to like get something that's comfy for her, maybe some tank tops, some clothes, because she had her daughter in August, so she was very pregnant in the summer. And I had an old lady give me dirty looks with Jaslyn one time, and I'm in the clothes section, like shopping. I'm like, yeah, even after you have the baby, it'll fit you. I can't believe you let her walk out the house like that because she had her belly out. And I'm like, who are you to sit here? Who are you to talk to me?
Right.
That reminds me of when
I walk with my dick out. I'm fine.
Yeah. Well, no one can see it. But remember when you were in the church, even though you were an adult, people were still, aren't you disappointed?
Yeah. My pastor's wife said to my mom, aren't you disappointed? Because I was pregnant. Mind you, I wasn't 15 and pregnant. I was 25 years old. It's like, but why would you be disappointed? Oh, because we're not married yet?
Well, it's because people have this stupid opinion, like they think they can have one.
But and it's like that. So then it's more stigma on the female. Like, it took two people to make that.
No, because here's the thing. Like, you and Kurt could have been together since y'all were 16, right? Y'all could have been together since then, and say when you got pregnant at 25, cool. And you guys just hadn't gotten married because that's just not on your to-do list right now.
Right. So it's like,
if that's what you guys wanted.
Well, why would you be disappointed?
It'd be okay for him to do, and it would have been okay for him in any circumstance. But you're unmarried, pregnant, and having a baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's your fault.
It's my fault.
Yeah. Even though it takes two to create this child.
It's ridiculous.
It's like I told her, when I was a kid, I said I was trying to be a brain surgeon. That's what I wanted. So I was like, I want to be a brain surgeon. I don't want any kids. I'm not going to have to learn. That was my plan,
I
right?
have a private chef.
And then Kurt fucked it all up.
But at the time, I didn't want kids because I didn't see healthy relationships around me. My dad died. My mom never remarried. I didn't know people around me that were married. I had like maybe an aunt that was married, but I can't even remember as a kid.
Right.
And just being around really healthy relationships. I had my grandparents, and they were like really old. And they just were like that old couple that just bickers back and forth all the time.
Yeah, they get to that point at
And
some
not
point.
to
Like
not
that
to
old
call-
bickering married couple.
Yeah, they're just so it's just like to not come up with like just being around healthy relationships. I was like, I don't want kids because I don't want to be a single mom.
and
Right.
not, and
My
not to
mom
call
worked
anybody
hard.
out.
My mom was like the lady that had 2 and 3 jobs and a couple of side hustles. Like she did everything to try and make sure that bills were paid, we had what we needed, but she worked very, very hard. And I was like, I didn't want to do that. Like
And not
I
to
don't
call
want that for
anybody
me.
out, but also sibling wise, as far as success in relationships, not everybody had a really healthy relationship.
Yeah, our healthy relationship, even with their parents, with my mom, with the other siblings, like I don't even have, as adults, I feel like my siblings and my older siblings, are getting better relationships with each other.
What do you think that's due to?
Growing up, and
Her?
Yeah.
honestly, we've
Go
all
away.
kind of gotten away from my mom a bit, but we're able to make opinions based on just our experiences growing up.
Your own personal.
Yeah, because I
That's-
feel like my older siblings, they were with my mom, and she wasn't the same mom that I had.
Right.
Her
Mhm.
life was different. That was before she
Right.
found religion and different things that she dealt with in her life. And so for my older siblings, when I met them, or when I can remember being old enough to meet them, I felt that they looked at me and my little brother like, you guys are spoiled. You
Right.
guys are this and you guys are
But it's a
that.
different
because
race. You raised
Their
different.
life was a lot different than ours was. But I felt
In the
you
70s.
can't blame us,
Shut.
for the life that you guys had. That had nothing to do with us.
Yeah.
We weren't thought of. So then why look at me like
Yeah.
something is wrong with me?
Yeah, like y'all were sperm swimming somewhere, and they could have been
Right, we
getting
didn't
beat with
have
a shoe
nothing
like
to
I
do
was the daddy's nuts.
It's
there.
not my fault she found
Your
God
life
after you.
has been hard, but don't treat me different because of that. But then I think my mom she had a way of pitting us against each other.
Mm-hmm.
So then it's like, she's cool with you. So when she's not cool with this one, she's cool with that one when she's not cool with you. So then it brings us into it
Right.
and makes division between us, with her being the focal point. With her not being the focal point, I think it gives us more of a chance to compare and contrast. Like, no, our lives weren't the same. We both had hardships, but we have some commonalities. We both go, you know what? At the end of the day, that lady did work hard. She was a person that she could get out there and hustle. And so that's something we all kind of took from. We take bits and
Right.
pieces.
You can give her praise for how she was as a person,
Right.
even though y'all may
Even
differ
though it
on.
wasn't always
Right.
great, there were aspects that I can go, okay, but I did like this and I did like that. And they can go, yeah, we had that same kind of knowledge. And now we're able to then build that relationship with each other. And so it's our childhood, we kind of can just put that away. And so we're building as adults. But now I don't want my kids to have to feel this way with their
Right. Yeah.
siblings.
Right.
I want them to have this connection with their siblings now, so that as they get older, that's still there.
And get off the bad things. What's the good things about having all boys? You think? Like, what's the
I
best
don't really
things
think
about
we
having
address
all boys?
like much bad other than like.
Well, I mean,
know.
the scares and the stuff like that. But like,
I
I mean,
think
what's the best part about
for
having
me,
boys?
as being the only female in my household, it's like I get to kind of feel like the queen. Like, this is my
the queen of the castle.
Yeah, I am the queen of this
And
castle.
you are the queen.
It's but in some aspects, it is a little intimidating for me sometimes, because it's like I have my oldest and he's getting to the point. Sometimes I'm just like, and so then
That's
I'm
what
going,
big man Kurt's here for.
but it's
Yeah.
like, but then I go, at some point it's going to be 4 of them,
Yeah.
it's like,
That's when you just put on some
baseball
steel
bat.
toes and then
What's the best thing
take
for
out
you,
the
Kurt?
kneecaps.
But I feel
Well,
at the same
we took-
time, I feel protected. Like,
Oh yeah,
I
because
feel
Yeah.
like You know, that's something that I didn't have.
If anything happens, you've got
I feel
4
like,
good,
yeah.
strong
Well,
boys
'cause at
that'll
the end of
take
the
care
day,
of
like
mom.
I've heard there's no bond like a mother-son
I
bond.
love my babies.
And you have that 4 times over.
Yeah.
Like
There's
that mother-son
everything.
bond.
It's those random moments of I am in my head sometimes. I'm overwhelmed and I'm worried about a lot of things. And then Jeremiah could just randomly just pop in and here. And I'm just and it just,
That is the noise that if you had to animate him, that's the noise he'd make when he pops in.
different personalities. Like I have my strong one, I have my smart one, I have my heart kid. Jason is my heart kid. That is the one that is closest emotionally attached to me. He is that kid. If I'm crying, he comes and cries with me. He wants his the
But
one that
Jason,
really-
he's
you're
also
mad,
your biggest
he's
pain in your ass, ain't he?
and I'm like, does he get that from me? But he's that kid that just goes, Mom, I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Do you need anything? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Leave me alone. He's like, okay. And then he'll come and he'll just, I was just making sure you're all right. And I'm like, how'd you know?
Well,
I
you don't
wasn't?"
look at
it's
you don't
just
look
one
at
of
your
those
arm when
things
she
of
does
like-
that. You do it when I do it. Kurt?
Yeah.
Like those emotional check-ins sometimes. Yes.
He does. Like sometimes I'm like, I don't know that I'm even doing it. I'm thinking I'm holding, because we hold it all inside. And I think I'm having issues or whatever, and my mental is off. And I don't know that I'm outwardly doing anything. And he'll just randomly come over and just like,
But I mean
just making sure you're okay.
that
It's like, I
shows that
feel
you
like
and
that.
Kurt are doing a good job of teaching him emotional intelligence.
Yeah.
Because if it's something that you're not even picking up on and your son is,
Yeah.
granted, he could be just your clone and that could be why he's
Right.
picking it up.
He
But
feels
at the
it.
same point in time, he's emotionally intelligent enough to be like, okay, mom's not 100% okay right now. She might be like 97% okay, but what's wrong?
Yep. That he is that one that will just randomly.
And the good thing is with him being the second oldest, it'll trickle down into your younger two. Now,
But they definitely have that middle child thing.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
What's yours, Kurt, with having boys?
I mean, one thing though, like growing up, I didn't really have the talk.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was trying to find relationships, I felt like everything was my fault. I felt like there was a certain, like, I only got my information about girls from my friends that were around me.
In the hub.
Kind of like that. I mean, not to be
what you did on your
right.
PSP was what you did on your PSP.
right, not to be crass,
Yeah,
but there's a scene in I think American Pie where he's like was like being with a girl and it's like warm apple pie. I had
That's
friends,
literally the OG American
Yeah.
Pie.
yeah, and there's people around me telling me like this is what this is.
They're
this is
like
what that
cherry's
is.
better.
Yeah. Now the thing was though is that now that I have boys, I saw my son what he was looking up, and I had to go, okay, I need to have a conversation with him. So I took him out to eat. We went to Godfather's,
Got a beer.
sat down. Yeah, I was like, here you go, and here's a rubber. No, I said, I had a conversation with him about what is reality and what is not reality.
Yes.
Then I also had a talk with him. I was just like, it doesn't matter who he is or who she is that you end up with. And it's been that way with my boys. All of them go, it doesn't matter who you end up with, if it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, as long as they treat you right. Because I know that growing up, if I saw anybody that was, two girls kissing, that was like, oh, I've never seen that before. And I would see all the judgment around that.
It was like a
Now-
sore thumb in your community.
Yeah. So now I look at my kids and I'm just like, I just want them to be happy no matter what. So I do have that conversation with them, and I say that so that it's normal
That's a
because
good.
it should be.
And then it's safe. They feel so. Then if it is a conversation that needs to be come up later, they won't. You have all these kids that go, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was too scared to go say something. I was too scared to come out.
So
It's like if that comes up later, they'll feel safe in talking to us.
So if
Right.
my son decide, if he feels like, I feel like I'm this or that, or whatever, I get to go, okay, great. I get to walk someone down the aisle.
Right. Thank you, everybody, for watching Our Parents' Basement. Check us out on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Spotify. And happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's
Happy
Day.
Mother's Day.
Cheers.
Cheers. My drink.